What's up, YouTube? Today we thought about doing a 160-mile Kawasaki Mule FXT review for you. So what I wanted to do was just give you 3 pros and 3 cons about owning this mule and what I think about it. Okay? So again, we only have about 160 miles, so we've had it, I don't know, a couple months. Bought it last October. So we took it down on our property this past weekend and had a chance of putting it through the woods, right? Riding through the trails, normal ATV trails. So I was a little concerned about whether or not, I was going to be able to ride the trails without having a hard time because of the width of this ATV. It handles in narrow situations very well. So we had no issues riding the same normal trails that we ride our ATV on. So that's one pro. Right? The second pro that I would give this vehicle has to be the ability to get my entire family in the machine. I'm calling the machine like it's an automatic press or a drill press, but you know what I'm talking about. But to get my entire family in here, and we can all ride in the same UTV at the same time. So I got to give this feature that Kawasaki developed. I gotta say this again. This is a pro. So right now I have the back row in, but I'm gonna switch it real quick just so you guys can see how easy it is. So I'm gonna flip that up. I'm gonna run over here. Now, if I had some help, this would be pretty easy. I'm going to flip that up. Right? Okay, then what I'm going to do. Oh, I'm going to hit that like that. What am I missing? Oh, we got to get that side? Okay. Oh, this is what I'm missing right here. All right, boom. Okay, so I'm still learning. All right, don't hold it against me. Okay, now we got this seat up, and we're just gonna slide this. I have my cameraman get that. All right, very easily. Okay, boom. Lock that back down. Okay, lock that down. Okay, come on. I'll come over there. I'll come over there in a second. But I'm just gonna lock this side real quick. Alright, I got it. Let me get it. Okay, so this wasn't locked in. Get a picture of that. So I'm just going to lock this here. Okay, then we got this thing locked down. Boom, I got more room in the back of this bed that I can put stuff in. Okay, so that has to be my second con. Second pro, not con. Then what's the third thing? What's the third thing I like about this thing so far? I guess the third thing is, it is really quiet. It is really quiet. Now with this one, because it was so new, I did have like a little rattling sound, but that seemed to go away. So I don't think that was a big issue. But it is pretty quiet. I gotta admit. So just 3 off the top of my head. Those will be the 3. Now in terms of cons, I guess this was kind of a pro and a con, but going through we went through a pretty narrow passageway as we had this thing out. And as you can see here, I broke this off, cracked it, right? So this is all plastic. I was probably being a little rougher than or taking a little, more chances than I probably needed to, but we got some scrapes and scratches on this thing, but we bought it to, have fun in the woods. So even though it looks nice, probably gonna get scratched up the way we use it. So, but a con I would mention is all this is plastic. So if you run into a side of a tree or something like that, you gotta break it. But if you're fairly careful, you should be okay. The second con that I would say, you can get a shot here. You come in here. Now I'm only 5'7½". Got to get that half in there. And these seats, can you get a picture of the seats? Okay. For someone shorter than 5'7½", these seats can be uncomfortable because of you're sitting so high, and if you're like me, your legs aren't that long. So come around here and you can see. Okay, so for me at 5'7½", it's okay, but they really should have made this bench a little lower. Or what I learned was there is a new pad or a different type of seat that has indentations for your legs that you can buy. But for me, it should come standard, right? So again, I will have to give Kawasaki a knock on that one, because I think for shorter people, it can be a little uncomfortable. You know, I get by fine, it's no big deal. My son can drive this, he just has to scoot up a little bit right now. He's not done growing, but right now. So it's fine with him. But if you're traveling and out in the woods for a long period of time, it could get uncomfortable. So Kawasaki, you may want to rethink the design a little bit on that one. All right. So that's two cons. What's a third con? Third con. You know what? Can't really come up with one. And I'm being honest right now. I can't really come up with three things at this 160-mile mark. A third thing that I would say is a con. So, as you can see by the dirt on these wheels, if you get under here, even though my son washed it off a little bit, we really gave this thing, spent some time in the woods, working this thing out. And all in all, I gotta say, I was pretty impressed. I was pretty happy with how it performed. So there you have it, 160-mile review. We'll do another one, maybe once it's fully broken in at about, I think it's 250, maybe 200 miles is fully broken in. But up until this point, I've been maintaining, not going any faster than 20 miles. So once I get to 200 or 250, I'm gonna press that thing down and we're gonna be gone. So hope this video helps. Again, stay tuned. We'll be doing more videos on how we're using the Kawasaki Mule FXT on our property to get around. All right? Talk to you soon.